I've been talking about AI employees and I want to show you what that looks like. So basically here, let's start here. We have like the different integrations. In this case, these are the tools that I've given this employee access to. And on the back end, we're using a tool called Composio, and then we can give access to our AI employees to thousands of tools. It's wild. We're taking a very smart approach in terms of how we give access to our AI employees to the different tools that they need to do their work that we assign them. And by using Composio, we have a very secure layer where the AI employee never sees the credentials like your login, your password, even the API key. Composio secures that in a way that the AI employee will never show those secrets publicly, like via the prompt or something else. So we're taking security seriously here. And then on the back end, I would be able to give, as a super admin, I would be able to give access to additional tools. So in this case, I'm only allowing this employee to get access to these tools. I've connected the tools to the employee. I can see like my organization, like the different members, etc. And then I have my team dashboard. This is a work in progress. I'll show you the new version now. And then obviously right now I have Jonny, and I have trained Jonny with all of the context about our business. Who do we serve? Jonny is a salesperson. So who do we serve? Who is our ICP? So it has a very robust and deep context of who I work with, who are my team members, how we communicate in Slack, our voice and tone. Like that part is the most important part today when building AI employees. I see thousands of software as a service tools launched every single day saying that they are building like AI agents, AI employees. In reality, they're doing a very poor job because the level of context that they have about you and your business is minimal. So they fail. And when you try them out, you feel that the tool doesn't do anything smart because it has no context about you. So the way we are approaching AI employees is we're doing like a very deep discovery on you and your business, your team members, how you work, your processes, your SOPs. Like we spent days and hundreds of hours documenting everything for you, then making your business AI ready, and then training the employee to work for you and with you, right? So in this case, you can see that we have four main sections. One is the sidebar where we have the recurring tasks. So I could ask Jonny to whatever, check every hour any emails and draft replies. So I'm doing that on the chat interface, but in reality, it'll generate a recurring task, right? So the third process is through Composio, it's identifying which tools it has access to. So it has access to Gmail, it has access to draft emails, it does not have access to send emails, right? So we're configuring all of that on the backend. And then you can see that this recurring task is already active here, how it works, what it does, etc. Right? I have a list of my previous chats on the right sidebar and my files, because at the same time I can ask it to generate a file. So for example, yesterday we got a lead magnet in our website, or someone clicked on a lead magnet. So I built a task that's on a different screen that it is looking at people who download the lead magnet and then enriches that contact for me. So I know who they are, where they work at, how many employees does that company have, what is their industry, and then it plans or it writes a draft for me with a lot of context, like relevant case studies that I can send to the person, like really, really deep. So for now, this is what it looks like. For now, I only have like Jonny as an AI employee, but I could have hundreds. That would be too many probably, but as a manager, I could have a few dozen employees doing different things. A very important thing as well is that each employee is contained in the tasks and the access that it has to. So in this case, this AI employee only needs access to these things, right? Supabase, because that's where our data lives, Slack, because that's what I use. So I can also trigger a message from Slack instead of using the chat and this tool. Access to my Google Calendar, access to my Gmail, and I just connected YouTube, right? Supabase is the backend for our CRM. But I could have like another team member, another AI employee that has access to a different set of tools. Like I could have an AI employee with access to Zendesk because that's our ticketing system for our clients. And then the latest thing that we're building right now is, right now you will be able to see the agent. So right now the agent is just waiting for instructions, not doing anything. And then when we give it a task, or when it's running by itself, because these AI agents are not only reactive but proactive, when you give it a task, then immediately it'll start to work, and you can see a little bit of smoke coming out of the computer, working very hard, the spinners standing by, and then it's done generating that report, following up with your customers, identifying new potential leads, doing outbound, whatever you want that agent to do, reactively and proactively, and then it'll go back to rest. So if you're looking to have an AI employee that is like this 24/7, you know where to find me.